What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Things I Wish I Knew. Today I got my homie on here. He goes by Warp Vision, or you can call my boy Henry. Man, hey, what's happening, man?
Not much, man. Just chilling. How you been?
Shit, chilling, man. I brought you on here because I know you're a psychedelic wizard, man, and like I definitely see that like you see things on like a different plane, you know. I feel like you've seen like some things in like other dimensions and shit, man. I feel like we vibe
Well,
on like that same frequency.
absolutely. I mean, when you take psychedelics, whether you like it or not, it's gonna show you the world in a different way than how you have been seeing it. It's gonna, change your perspective um, mentally, and you're gonna come out of that experience seeing things differently than you did before you took the drugs. So,
Yeah.
uh, for me personally, I just kind of do a little bit of history on my psychedelic use. First time I did any sort of psychedelic, I was a senior in high school, and I had bought some acid from a friend. And before you do psychedelics, um, you can read on the internet what the experience is going to be like, or someone can tell you what the experience is going to be like. But until you actually ingest the substance and experience your entire reality changing, it's a wild experience. So I'd taken some acid in my room, senior in high school, and it kicked in. And I remember thinking, wow, I understand why they say this is mind expanding, because you feel
Yeah.
this sort of connectedness to everything.
Yeah.
And like you can feel this sort of love for everything. Some people describe it as it almost feels like you're going home.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have any anxiety. You just feel at peace, and you kind of think like, why do I worry about all these meaningless things in life? The point of life is just to experience life and enjoy the experience.
I definitely agree
So
with that.
after that, my eyes were kind of opened. I was like, they've been telling us our whole life, you hear the word acid when you're younger, and you're like, oh, that's some hardcore crazy drug, and then you do it, and you're like, wow, this is actually uh, pretty mind opening and a pretty positive experience.
Yeah.
So after that, I started questioning, what other drugs have I been told are bad that are not, probably not actually bad, and experimented with mushrooms, um, pretty much every psychedelic there is. I'd say probably the most intense one would be DMT. And
Have you done that?
yeah, so I've done DMT twice. I had two what they call our blast offs,
Yeah.
where basically you get teleported to a different reality, and it's
That's
really
crazy.
hard to have. It's, I mean, I like I said, I can sit here and explain it, but until you experience it, like it was without a doubt probably the craziest experience I'll ever have in life. Like,
Yeah. Like, what did
so
you
I
see? What did you see? What did you see?
okay, so I had two blast offs, and like I was saying, it's hard to achieve a blast off. Basically, you have to get like a meth pipe and milk it up. So you put a light under it, and you put this. It's like a little golden crystally powder. You put it in there, put
Yeah.
the lighter into it, and once you start seeing it milk up, you take a hit, and you hold that hit in. And about 10 seconds after you blow out that first hit, it's like doing a 10 strip of acid. Like everything starts
Whoa.
morphing crazy ass fucking colors.
What the
So,
fuck? That's
so
wild.
that's the first hit, right?
Yeah.
You got to get three hits to get a blast off. So you got to really want it. You got to really want to blast off when you do this stuff.
Yeah.
So I blow out the first hit, and my girlfriend was there with me, and I start taking the second hit, and she's there with me because you want to have someone there with you, because if you're holding the pipe, you don't want to set it down and it burns you or some shit like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
So she's
Yeah.
there with me, and I start blowing out the second hit, and she like turns into like a fucking medicine woman, like like someone looked like a shaman from like South America,
What?
and morphed into like a shaman, was like, take the medicine, take the medicine. And at that point, I was like, this is the most intense experience I've ever had in my life, you know.
That's fucking
The,
crazy.
the thought going through my head was like, this is an alien substance. Like this shit did not come from Earth. This is some fucking crazy shit. And then I take the third hit, I blow out the third hit, um, and immediately I'm teleported to like this pod in space.
Bro,
It was
what the
probably like
fuck? That's
it was
crazy.
like it was like a big white pod in space, and it had a couch on it, and I landed on this couch, and this experience is probably the most intense experience you will ever have in your life. So you're kind of just like you got a lot of anxiety, and it's kind of hard to really process what's happening because everything's so intense. But this is what I remember is I landed on this couch, and there was these like white lizard looking beings,
Whoa.
and they were sitting around me. There was probably like four or five of them, and they didn't talk. They telecommunicated. So like it'd be like me looking at you and we were having a conversation,
But
but
like
we're
yeah,
not
through our
actually
heads,
talking.
yeah.
Yeah,
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 telecommunicating.
yeah.
And they were giving off this really like peaceful and like loving vibe, and so I felt comfortable. And I think at one point we all just started laughing, and basically the vibe I got from them was, we know about you guys as humans. Um, we're futuristic beings. The only way you're going to be able to interact with us is through, doing a chemical like DMT. Basically, the way I see it is DMT opens up this gateway to other dimensions.
Yeah, that's the way I
So,
look at it. That's how I look at DMT and like shrooms or like any of that shit. Like I remember like I took I took a shit ton of shrooms one day, and then like I
hmm
remember I was at the so I took it after I went to the gym, and then
uh-huh.
I went to the laundromat, and then like I ate the shroom chocolates before I went to the laundromat.
Yeah.
I ate two whole bars. I was like, dude, this is fire. I was like, I was like, this is good as fuck.
Yeah.
And then I was like, man, my back feels stiff. And then like I stood up in the laundry, man. I was like, oh, my back isn't stiff. I'm fucking like it's kicking in now. And then like
Yeah.
I remember just looking at the ground and I was seeing like geometrical shapes and shit, and they was like spinning
hmm
and stuff. And I was like, damn, bro. I'm like, energy is like circular motion, and like everything is like a circular. It's like energy is just a circle itself. Like it's not
Yeah,
like
it's all one. I mean, energy is neither created nor destroyed. It's like
yeah,
it just transforms. So yeah,
yeah. It
it's
just
like a
keeps on
circle,
going. It's like I
I
was
mean,
just
think of
like,
the circle of life,
yeah,
like
yeah.
it's just energy transforming.
Yeah, I was like seeing like
But
it was like circles, but it was just geometrical shapes like around the circle, and they were all spinning and shit in the sky. And
yeah,
I was like, dude, this is
yeah,
wild, man. I was like, this is
yeah. And
some
it's
wild
interesting
shit.
because people will tell you like well, it's just the drug. And yeah, it
Mm-hmm.
is just the drug, but when you're experiencing it, that is your reality. What you're
Yeah.
experiencing, I think, is real,
Yeah,
because
I think it like helps you like see things through like a different lens. Like I remember looking in the mirror and like my pupils were like phew, they were just big like,
yeah.
and I was just like, oh, this is I'm looking through like a different camera lens right now. Like
Yeah.
I'm like looking like because you know how like the camera lens changes on a camera and like you can zoom in,
Yeah.
zoom out. And I think
Yeah.
like like the psychedelics and stuff, they help us zoom in on certain shit that's like around us, but we just can't see it. Like I feel
Yeah, I
like that's
feel
what
like
it helps us see.
yeah, it's like information that you don't normally have. It's like, and then
Yeah.
you're like taking information, and it's improving the way you think, improving the way you see.
Yeah.
And with mushrooms in particular, people say they have these quote unquote like bad trips, like
Yeah.
they're very uncomfortable. But
Yeah.
I think it's because people they need to have that bad trip. They're so invested in their ego. They're so invested in day-to-day life that,
Yeah.
I mean, how often do people just sit for like 30 minutes and just think what thoughts are coming in your head, like
Hmm. Some people don't even
you
realize that thoughts like, like I feel like
you
thoughts
can
like
control them.
travel. Yeah, and we control them. I feel like because like I feel like a lot of people have the same thoughts. And I feel like just like thoughts is like, like our minds, our brains like vibrate at a certain frequency. And like if our brains are vibrating, I feel like thoughts can like, potentially travel. And when people give so much energy into
Yeah,
something,
I
something can be
mean,
real at the end of the day.
where does the thought come from?
That's what I'm
Like
saying. Like where does
how does it just pop into your head? I
Yeah,
don't
I feel
know.
like we're all connected in like some certain in like some certain way. I feel like we're all
Yeah,
connected, and like I
we
like
are.
now I'm starting to see like, you know, like when I look at people, I'm starting to look at them as if they're me, but just living like a different life and like a different body. And
Yeah.
like that's why like I try to treat people as best as I can. And like
Yeah, dude, it's not always easy.
yeah. Yeah, it's
Um,
not easy being like, you know, like especially like I feel like people that haven't really experienced like an ego like death, or like their mind like challenging them, or them challenging themselves and like what they believe, and like what is real and like what is not real. I feel like a lot of people haven't like really looked at that yet in themselves, because then like something that like distorts their reality fucks their head up, and then like they can't handle it because their like ego can't handle it, because like they want to be in control of something, and like when you feel like
yeah,
you're in control
well,
of nothing, like you just feel helpless.
people they get confused and they think they are their ego, you know, like they
Yeah,
start
yeah,
giving themselves them labels like I'm 24, I'm male, I'm white, I'm a nurse, you know, they start saying all this stuff, but it's like that's not truly you, that's just your
yeah,
life circumstances, you know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah,
But yeah, the ego's a weird thing, you know. You can have an ego death, and then you're like, wow, I want to change my life, and then it slowly, after you have this, you know, experience, it slowly starts fading. You gotta really, I think, want to change, and I think, you know, life's a journey, and you know, there's gonna be points in your life where you're motivated to become a better person, but then you might slip up, you know, and get into a rut or something. And I feel like you can't beat yourself up about it. You know, you just gotta keep that positive mentality and try to, you know, not let your ego take over. But it's fucking hard because the society we grew up in taught us to do everything with our ego, you know?
yeah, yeah. Like my my first time actually doing psychedelics was freshman year college, and
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that acid lasted 8 hours.
Like
Or
12.
could, yeah, or it could last like up to like that time. So I took it,
Yeah.
I bought it at 10 and I took it at like 11. And like my first time doing like I said, I was in my room like by myself too. And like I just want
Like
to
7 in the morning. Like
so like bro, like I was up till like 8 I was up till like 8 a.m., bro. Like I was
yeah,
like just
same.
thinking and shit. And like then like I realized I was like, oh bro, like this is like a gateway into like different form of like thinking. Cause like most people's like first time is like doing it with like a crowd of people or like a party like
Yeah,
scene.
which is like not a good can
Yeah,
it can be a good
it
it
can be,
can
but
be
like
good, but like
if you're trying to like
usually
figure shit
yeah.
out, yeah, if you're trying to like figure shit out
Yeah.
with yourself, like that's not the
Yeah.
way to do it. I'm glad. That's why I'm glad. Like my first time doing psychedelics was like by myself, because then I was like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, I done tapped into like some shit. I was like, I can be
Yeah.
anything that I fucking want. Like I was like, dude,
Yeah.
like I was like, dude, like I was like, my mind, like then like I started like making music. Then I started like doing other shit. Cause I was like, oh, I can do this, I can do this, I can do this. I was like, I don't have to limit myself to like this thing like that people
Yeah.
like to think that you are like you, because like we
Yeah.
can be multiple different things. Like we can be doctors,
Absolutely.
lawyers, like whatever. Like it don't even got to be a part of what society is. You can be a fucking shaman if you want to, and like all you got to do is like be dedicated to that shit, and then you can start like seeing like results from it, whether it be money, whether it be like followers or whatever. Like people, I feel like a lot of people don't like it's because we haven't learned it in school, and like they kind of
No.
like
It's changing though. Things are slowly starting to change.
yeah,
Which is good. But yeah, you have such a profound experience. You realize like I can fucking do whatever I want. You know, the possibilities are endless. Why do I keep confining myself to a certain way of thinking or a certain lifestyle?
yeah,
You know, people who have I never really had depression or anything like that, but a lot of people say they had bad depression their whole life and they have a, you know, an intense mushroom trip or something. The next day, no more depression because it was such a profound experience that their whole outlook on life was changed.
mm-hmm.
So I think it's like everyone should. I mean, everyone who's mentally healthy should, you know, dabble in psychedelics and have these experiences because
Yeah,
I think it can definitely improve your life in a lot of different ways.
yeah. The thing about shrooms that I like more than like any other like psychedelic, I feel like shrooms enhances the feelings of like all your feelings. Like you can like
Your
feel,
emotions, yeah,
yeah, like you
it
feel
increased.
Yeah, like if you feel like let's just say you feel lonely, you feel loneliness, like you feel like the full like energy, and then like if you feel like love, you feel like the full energy of love. You feel like you feel like all these like intense like emotions, and I'm just like, oh, like this is what like this stuff really feels like. Like this is what
Yeah,
sadness really feels like. And
yeah,
and then like you just like I look at like it's like I'm looking at like my life, but like I'm looking at like myself, but I'm outside of my body. And like I'm just like looking at like what can I do better? Like what can I change? What can I how can I like do this better? How can I make myself better for like for not only myself but for people that are around me? And like how can I enhance my situation so I can enhance other people's situations and stuff. So like that's what
100%.
yeah, like that's what like shrooms is like really opened up to me. And like that's why I prefer to do like, either psychedelics with like a homie that's like on like some, trying to like dig deep into like the mind type shit, or like I just do that shit by
Hmm.
myself. Like, but if it's like a party scene or some shit like that, yeah, I might do it. But like I don't think for me personally, I don't think like, like I've done psychedelics and stuff in like a scene with like, multiple people, but like I just
Hmm.
don't think it's as effective, like, when you're like just being like distracted by bullshit.
Yeah, I agree. Especially with mushrooms, like you were saying, I feel the exact same way. It makes you feel emotions so much stronger than you normally would, which is usually a good thing. You know, if
Yeah.
you
Because
feel
people say they feel
sadness really,
sadness, like, but bro, have you felt like, yeah, you sad, but like, have you felt sadness on shrooms,
yeah,
bro?
yeah,
Like,
it's a
that's some
different
other
animal.
shit. Like, that's some, and that's
But
why I
you
feel
don't
like a
want to
lot of.
be
Oh, you can go ahead, man. Go ahead.
So you don't want to be with a lot of people like on mushrooms when you're experiencing emotions so strong like that, because you're probably going to have a bad trip. It's going to be
Yeah,
uncomfortable, you know?
yeah,
So if shrooms are going to make you feel uncomfortable, you want to be in a place where you feel comfortable. For me
yeah,
personally, it's alone or
yeah.
with
Me
like
too.
a significant other or like a couple of friends, but
Yeah,
not at a party or nothing like that. And I feel like,
yeah.
you know,
I feel like it's
there
sacred,
needs to be
bro.
there needs to it is there
It's
needs to be
sacred, bro.
education that there needs to be education that teaches people how to use them correctly, because someone might take it when they're young in the wrong setting and it ruins it for the rest of their life for them, you
Mm-hmm.
know, because they had a
Yeah,
bad experience. But if you educate people, you know, how to take them, the right dose, you know, be in the right mindset and stuff, you know, people can have these profound experiences that can, you know, probably make their life better and make the world a better place, you know.
yeah.
Oh,
So
okay. Go ahead.
I just wanted to tap into like what did you study in school and stuff, and like I just want to talk about like the move from Peoria to Nevada, like what so like let's just start with your field of study and then like the move to Peoria to Nevada.
I'm gonna answer that question, but I want to finish
Okay,
the
go
DMT
ahead.
experience. So
All right.
basically, I'm telecommunicating with these like tall white lizard looking beings, and it's super intense. They're giving off this friendly, positive vibe. And before I go, they're like, you know how to come back and see us. You know what to do. They're like, before you go, you want to see some technology. And so this one like this this one
So,
like this one like comes out, and he has like a briefcase, and he kind of like drops it down like this and opens it up, and it's like this crazy ass futuristic technology that I don't even understand. It's like too crazy to comprehend. And then I wake up in my bed and I'm just completely mind blown. And so since I had that experience, you know, I'm still like processing it, still downloading. And this is where I'm at right now is okay, I met these beings that told me they knew about us as humans. They were very futuristic. They showed me technology. um, what are humans really good at? We're really good at making technology, and the
yeah,
technology we make is growing exponentially quicker. You know, like there was no computers 50 years ago, and now we have supercomputers in our pocket in the span of the short, tiny span of 50 years. So it's making me think like, are we somehow related to these beings that I met because they were fascinated with technology, and it seems like we're also fascinated with technology. Um, and the experience was so profound. I'm just like, you know, I don't know what to think about it, but you have an experience like that, and your whole outlook on life is gonna change. You know, like
yeah, bro.
the
You like what?
possibilities are endless.
Yeah, you're like,
To
what the
say
fuck
like,
is real? You're like, what the fuck is real at that
yeah,
point?
exactly.
You're like,
And
is
for
any of this
people,
shit real?
And for people to say certain things with such certainty, like religion, like to say certain
Yeah,
things with such certainty, it's like, how do you know? Like, you don't know what the fuck's going on. No one knows really what the fuck's going on, you know.
yeah.
We're floating in space. But all right, yeah. So I'm gonna answer that question now.
All right.
I've been I work as a nurse. I've been working for a nurse for 2.5 years. And it's been a real enjoyable job. It's allowed me to do a lot of things like travel, take a lot of vacations, make decent money, stuff like that. So I'm real grateful to be able to be a nurse. It's been interesting seeing the healthcare system. We can go into that, but
Yeah.
yeah. So because of this whole pandemic and everything, I was working as a nurse in Peoria, and the market's booming right now for nurses. So I
Yeah.
went up to Chicago and worked for like 6 weeks, made a bunch of money, and I was like, you know what, this would be a good time to, just make a big move. And I had always heard good things about Reno, Nevada, like
Mm-hmm.
Lake Tahoe's right there, and I
Yeah.
was like, fuck it, I'm gonna just apply for a job out there. I got the job, and I was like, all right, let's do it. So yeah, I moved out here. I've been here since July, and it's been awesome. I lived my whole life in the Midwest in Illinois, so
Yeah.
that's all I know. Coming out here, things are completely different. There's so much to do outdoors. I can go on a hike every day. Like today, I went for a hike. It was like 65 degrees, sunny. Um, and I feel like overall my mental state has been better. Like if you're able to get outside, be active, get sunshine and stuff like that, it can be really good for you. So I really been
Yeah.
enjoying it. There's mountains and stuff. We don't have mountains in the Midwest.
Yeah, that's
They
crazy.
don't get they still haven't gotten old. It's like
Yeah.
every time I go outside and I see them, and I'm like, oh, this is dope.
Yeah. Yeah, that's some
So I've
crazy
been
shit,
enjoying it.
bro. Like
Yeah.
so, like is
Um.
it like Mars out there, bro? Like, cause like it's like is it like mainly
Yeah.
desert? Is it like mainly?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, so I drove all the way out here. It was 30 hours. I
bro.
drove from
That's
Peoria.
crazy.
But I don't mind. I don't mind
Yeah,
doing that,
yeah, yeah,
because
yeah.
it's a
That's
cool
dope
experience.
though.
But
30 hours, like so, like you did you drive all straight 30 hours?
no, I stayed in Denver for 2 nights, and then I drove to Salt Lake City, stayed there.
Yeah,
And then the last day I drove from Salt Lake City to Reno. And it's funny you say Mars, because while driving from Salt Lake City to Reno, there's nothing. I mean, it looks like Mars. It's just like rock, mountains, and there's no vegetation really. There's like tumbleweed.
yeah,
Um, and there's no cities in Nevada really besides Las Vegas and Reno. There's some
yeah.
smaller ones, but nothing significant. So yeah, it does look like Mars. It looks crazy.
How's the
No wonder
COVID
they
situation out there?
it's not too bad.
Yeah,
A lot of people have COVID, but the hospitals aren't overwhelmed.
yeah,
So I don't think it's too bad. And I've
yeah,
taken care of as being a nurse, I've taken care of all sorts of people with COVID, people
yeah,
from in their 20s all the way to their 90s, and it's such a weird virus. I take care of someone who's 90 and they're completely asymptomatic for the most part and they do fine. But then you take care of someone who's 40 and it's kicking their ass.
yeah,
So it's a weird virus. We don't fully understand why it affects some people more than others.
yeah.
But for me personally, being in the healthcare field, COVID's been a good thing because it's allowed me to, you know,
Work a lot.
travel around and make a lot of money and stuff. So
So like, were you like a
yeah, it's
travel
good.
nurse at first? Kind of.
Yeah, yeah, I did. I've done travel nursing up in Chicago.
Oh, dude. So that shit's lit, isn't it? Because like, don't like, does your stuff get paid for and stuff like that?
Yeah, so basically, you get paid like twice as much as you normally would make, and you don't have to pay taxes on almost anything,
Bro, that's fucking
which is
wow.
nice.
Yeah, that's lit.
Yeah, but to be honest, it's been good being a nurse. There's a lot of benefits to it, but I'm not trying to do this forever. I'm trying to pick up a side hustle
Yeah,
that I
man.
feel is my true passion, because with healthcare, it's like you're not really getting people healthy, and it's kind of
Yeah,
depressing.
yeah,
It's a lot of unhealthy people in the hospital. And we're not really showing them how to truly be healthy. We're just giving them fucking
yeah.
pills.
That's why I
It's kind of
decided
fucked
to.
up.
Yeah, that's why I decided to get my personal trainer's like certificate. I'm just like, dude, like I need to start. like instead of like sending people to the hospital and giving them pills and shit, let's just teach them how to like, let's just teach people how to like actually like, you know, be active, be fit, and like not even
Yeah,
like, you know, going crazy with like lifting heavy weights, just doing like, you know, like the basics, just teaching people
yeah.
like the basics of like basic like,
I
you know,
think
fitness and stuff and how the body works and like what you should be eating and but like
yeah, people
I'm not
don't
a
know.
people don't literally don't know like how to work out. People literally don't know how to like eat or like how to like, you know, use different like diets to figure out what is like what works for your body. Like and
Yeah,
people are just really oblivious to it. They just
I think
bullshit.
work. I think working out is probably one of the single best things you can do for your mental health and your physical
Mm-hmm.
health. You know,
Yeah.
if you are working out for about an hour a day, every day for an extended period of time, you're going to have mental clarity. Your body's going to feel good. You're probably not going
Mm-hmm.
to have anxiety or depression and
You're
stuff
more
like that.
relaxed.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, you just feel better. I mean, let me at you. You got a fitness Instagram. You do
Yeah.
a lot of working out.
Yeah.
What makes you like working out so much?
Like I just feel like the old like how my mind feels and like I just like figuring out like how like the body can move. Like I'm fucking like 200 something pounds and I'm doing the fucking splits. I'm just like, bro,
Yeah,
like I'm just
yeah.
like I'm like,
That's
bro,
how your
like
body should work.
yeah, yeah. And I'm just like, damn, like the body can like work in like so many like different ways. And just like with doing kickboxing and stuff like that, like I could like, you know, lift my leg up really high and like, you know, move it a certain way and like use certain angles. And like I'm figuring out like how like the 3D world really works with like the human body. And like
Yeah,
that's why I like trying out like different things. And like I want to like get into like hope like I want to like cut more weight so I can start doing rock climbing and stuff, learning how to like thrust myself up to like grab
yeah,
like objects and stuff. And like I'm trying to like get into more of that kind of stuff. And like just like
dude.
seeing
That
like how like the body mechanics work. Like that's like it's like so interesting.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of stuff like that is kind of like slept on, or at one time it was seen as like more feminine, like
Yeah.
yoga, stretching,
Mm-hmm.
flexibility, stuff like that. But
Yeah.
that's how you maintain longevity long term.
Mm-hmm.
You when you're 70, you shouldn't be like having issues walking and like having back problems and stuff like that. If you're,
Yeah.
stretching and moving your body and stuff like that, your body's going to stay in good shape for,
Yeah.
a long time. I
Yeah.
think a crazy thing about working out is like you might be in a bad mood or like something like that, and you go to the gym and you walk out just like every in a good mood. It can
Mm-hmm.
completely change your day. Um, and I wish more people would work out. I don't think enough people who may be having issues in life are working out and don't know how beneficial it can be.
I think it's mainly because of like people like number one over consuming like too much television. Cause like you don't usually see TV commercials promoting, hey, go out to the gym.
No,
Go out and go out and run, go out and enjoy nature, go out and like, you know, just do something, go out and be active. Like they were kind of doing that with like, you know, the Cartoon Network stuff, like go out and get like I know like they have like LeBron James and shit like that on
yeah,
there. But I'm just like, they're not really like, you know, telling you like how to like, you know, maintain like fitness. They're telling you to they're telling you to go be active as a little kid. Like we need to
yeah,
get adult like we need to stop acting like adults aren't just big ass little kids. Like
yeah. I mean,
we're just like
it,
we're just big ass kids honestly that just fucking just grew like bigger. Because there's people
yeah.
that are like 50 years old but be acting like they 16. like, like they act
I
like
know.
they make like the same mistakes as like a 16-year-old. I'm just like, damn,
Yeah,
bro, I was making these mistakes when I was like 13. Why are you still doing this shit?
yeah, it's
Like,
crazy.
yeah,
And I think it's because so much of our everything you see on TV in our society is like consume, consume, consume. It's like
mm-hmm,
restaurants, buying stuff, like
yeah,
it's not creating. Everyone's consuming, not creating. I think
yeah,
doing something like a podcast is good because it's forcing you to create content,
yeah,
explore thoughts,
yeah.
talk to people and stuff like that. And I think it can be real beneficial. I got a question for you. What made you want to do start a podcast up?
Dude, honestly, I think it's because like the people that like you know seen around when I was in high school, like I've always like even though I was like the funny guy and shit and like you know I do like roasting and shit, I was always a watchful person. It's just
Uh-huh.
like with music, like I was already like you know seeing like you know Mike Flowers and stuff and like Smokey. I was like because like you know, those were the first people I did music with. One of the first people
Hmm.
that like I was like, hey man, you got to come into the studio, dude. Like and just I just know that like I was around a lot of interesting people. Like you, I knew you was an interesting person from the get go. Like and then like just like the other people I was friends with, and I'm just like, man, like I'm from, even though I'm from like, you know, Peoria, Illinois, it's a small city. There's a lot of people that got a lot of interesting stories. And then like we grew up, like we're 20, we're in our 20s now. And like we've like, you know, some people like experience life, some people haven't really experienced life. And like I want to hear the stories of people that experience life and like what they've been going through, and people that are like living, not just, you know, going about like life. They're actually trying to like
Yeah.
figure shit out. And like those are the kind of people, like kind of people that like I'm interested in, because you know I want to like, how can other people in like our city and like everywhere else hear this message from people that, you know, are actually doing something with their lives, even in
Hmm.
these times of like, you know, like sadness, depression, people aren't working. Like you can still figure out a way how to get creative, you know, and generate some form of income, or generate like a fan base, or then, you know, in a fan base turns into income eventually. And
Yeah.
yeah, like that's just like one of the reasons why. And I just want to like I said, I don't want to limit myself to anything. I feel like,
No,
you know,
that's
yeah, like that's pretty much like one of the
a
main
good
things
mind.
too. Yeah,
Yeah, dude, that's dope. I'm glad you decided to do it. I think Peoria is a very interesting city. You know, it
it is,
has
man. Richard
such
Pryor, bro.
diverse. Yeah, yeah. A funny story. I actually met his son a couple times in Peoria, but
Yeah.
I feel like growing up in Peoria, I could probably go anywhere in the country and get along with people and make friends and stuff. I feel like because Peoria was real diverse, it was real
Mm-hmm.
chill, laid back, and like
It's that Midwest shit, bro.
people.
Like people from the Midwest
Yeah,
can go anywhere, and honestly, like I feel like if you went to like a more like diverse area in Peoria, Illinois, like you can thrive anywhere in any part of
absolutely.
the country, because like you can just adapt. You have to be good at adapting in
Hmm.
places like Peoria. You have to be good at like looking people in the eye, because that's like a Midwest thing. A lot of other like you know, looking someone in the eye when you talk to them, a lot of people don't look,
Hmm.
like that's like one of the main things people are like losing now, like is looking people in the eye when they talk to them, like
Yeah.
because like, you know, that's like one of the, it's just like I feel like that's just a Midwest thing, like, you know, in like a, I guess like
I
a
tr-
small city thing.
I try to look people straight in the eye, even if it's super uncomfortable. I like try to do it because I feel like you
Yeah.
can almost like it creates a certain type of vibe, and you can pick up on
Mm-hmm.
that person a lot more in depth than if you're not making good eye contact.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man, it's dope you started this podcast. Actually listened to a couple of the guests you had on, and I'm looking forward to continuing to listen to some of the people you get on.
Yeah,
Did you
man.
do you have like inspirations, people who inspired you to want to do a
um
podcast?
like mostly, you know, some of the inspirations, definitely one was definitely Joe Rogan's podcast.
Yeah, the
Another
goat.
one, definitely Bobby Lee's podcast, Tiger Belly. Uh, but like I wanted like mine, like I wanted it to be like a combination of both of those. Like I want to be like silly. I want to have people on here to talk about real shit. I just don't want to
Yeah.
like talk about bullshit. I want to talk about things that people can actually can like consume. And then like, you know,
Hmm.
like not like I'm not telling everybody what we saying is like, you know, gospel, or like, you know, it's the like that's what it is. Like I want people to like, you
Yeah.
know, look into it. Like, you know,
Get get exposure to different types of people and
yeah,
different perspectives, and yeah, I think it can definitely motivate people
yeah.
just
So
seeing hearing other people's stories, and
yeah,
how
man.
their life's going.
Another thing that inspired me was Soft White Underbelly. It's like this show where this guy interviews people that's on Skid Row, and like he films it and it's in black and white, and he has people like tell these stories. And another one, another channel that inspired me was Special Books by Special Kids. This
Hmm.
guy, he basically like he like just talks about, he just talks with kids that like have like different like, you know, disabilities and stuff, and like he like asks him questions like, you know, like what is it like living with like this disability and stuff. And I get to like, and like seeing that, like I really understood like how good I have it in life, and how much I should, you know, take advantage of this time that I have, because there's other, because like most of like the messages from like the kids and stuff, or in adults that have these that have these disabilities, where it's like live your life like the fullest. Like, don't waste your time. Like, that's most of like their messages. They're not asking for pity. They're not asking for anything. They're asking you, people that can actually like, live life, to live your life. Like, don't waste
Mm-hmm.
it. And like, I don't want to waste any of my time. Like, I just want to like, create, like, just like pass on like a good message to people, like pretty much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can
Yeah.
definitely learn something from everyone in life. And I think podcasts are one of the best ways to learn. I mean, I learned
Yeah.
so much information from watching Joe Rogan's podcast because he has such a wide variety of people
Yeah.
on, like, he has Marines on,
Yeah.
politicians, athletes,
Doctors.
comedians, Elon Musk, it's
Yeah.
like, it's crazy. But yeah, podcasts are they're kind of exploding right now, and I think it's
Yeah.
a good thing. I think people have the opportunity to learn a lot from other people's situations in
Yeah.
life.
I feel like if you have something to talk about, like I feel like you should talk about it. Just go on ahead,
Yeah,
like just get on. Like if you for real, like believe that you have something that you can talk about, and you believe that you can like pass on, like I mean, even it could be a negative message and it could be positive. But if it's like if it's positive and it's actually genuine, like people will feel it. Like people will feel that shit. But if it comes off as like just some bullshit, like ain't nobody trying to hear it. People do like listening to bullshit just to pass the time, but like some people actually want to hear, like some digestible information,
some
and
real
like
shit.
yeah, some real shit. So what do you think about all this shit that's like going on between like both
Go.
these parties? And like, because I remember one time I was on shrooms and I was like watching like this shit go on, and I'm just like, dude, this shit looks all fake.
Yeah,
Like
so
this shit look
it's hard to, before I get into it, it's hard to really know what's actually happening because all you ever see is what's on the news, and we know obviously the media presents things in a certain way.
yeah.
But I mean, this past year has been fucking crazy, especially in regards to politics. I think everyone's starting to like realize, like, damn, our political system is a joke. These are the best two
Honestly,
guys we can put forth is Trump and Biden. Like
yeah.
one is an idiot, and the other one has dementia.
Yeah,
But
bro.
it's like I don't know if there's a some sort of higher agenda or some higher ups that are using politics to try to control people, but it certainly seems like that at times because, okay, for example, the shit that just happened, people broke into the Capitol building or
That
whatever,
shit look
like,
fake. That shit look
okay,
like
so the
like that
Capitol,
shit.
yeah, right, the Capitol building is supposed to be one of the most secure
Secure
buildings,
places and they let them all
so
in.
they obviously they let them in. I mean, that's what I think. They
Yeah.
It's one of the most secure places, and you're just gonna let a bunch of people break in. It's like they almost wanted to let it happen so that they could make it a huge political thing.
Yeah.
And then when people say this or see this, it's like they want to compare it to their side, like, oh, my president wouldn't let that happen, my President Biden wouldn't let that happen, and it's like, why is it got to
Yeah.
be one side or the other side?
The way I look at it, bro,
But
we all should be on the same side because like they're all on the same side.
yeah, they're all
I'm just
corrupt
like, bro, like they're
politics.
all on the same side. Like, why aren't we
Yeah,
all on the same side? We should just be for whoever got like our best interests at hand.
yeah,
Like,
it's funny because they just exploit people.
that's what
Okay,
I'm
so
saying. They exploit. Yeah.
like Trump, you think Trump gives a fuck about some redneck, flying a Trump flag out in the country? He doesn't give a fuck about them. He's just saying this stuff so he can get, their backing. And same thing with Biden. You think he gives a fuck about black people? No, he's just saying that shit so
No.
he can get the votes.
Yeah,
That's
bro. Bro. The way I look at it, bro, they both corrupt, and if you pick a side, you losing, bro. You
Yeah,
lost.
exactly. And
You
it's like
lost already.
if you pick a side, you're just gonna be attracting negative energy because you're just gonna be getting upset with what the other
Yeah,
side is
and you're gonna
saying,
be
getting in
beefing,
arguments and
bro.
stuff.
Yes, bro. You're gonna
Yeah,
be beefing every day. You got beef every you beefing
yeah,
every day for no reason.
yeah,
Like for
yeah,
people that don't even care about you. Like I hear like I even seen people get like upset about like politics and stuff, and I like watch them get upset, and I'm just like, bruh, like
yeah.
you
People
need some.
lose family members and friends over that shit.
Bro, it's and that's so crazy. I'm just like, bro, you rather how you gonna let someone break up your family that you don't even know and they don't even know you?
Yeah.
like that's the craziest shit. I'm just like y'all let
Yeah.
like if y'all let this happen, I wonder like what y'all gonna let like happen next. That's the way I look at it, man.
Have you seen the movie Snowden?
I haven't seen the movie Snowden, but I know,
Oh
I know,
shit,
I
man, you
know
gotta
who
watch
Snowden. I
that.
know who Snowden is though, and I know his story.
Yeah,
Yeah, dude, Eric
yeah,
Snowden,
you
bro, he's
gotta
fucking
watch that.
crazy. Yeah, I want to watch
So
yeah, I gotta watch that shit. But yeah,
it's on Netflix right now if you got Netflix. But like Obama, I used to think, oh, he's a really good president. You know,
bro,
he's real
fuck no,
eloquent the
bro.
way
He
he
was out here
talks.
bombing,
Nah,
bro. He was out here bombing motherfuckers in Yemen and shit, and
yeah,
like signing all these bullshit ass executive orders, and like motherfuckers wasn't even saying shit. They were like, it's just such bias. Like
yeah,
you can obviously see the bias right now, and if you can't see it, bro, you just doing this because like motherfuckers like they're so caught up in I want my side to win and I want to be right and I don't want to admit that I'm wrong.
yeah. It's
Like
it's
it's just
funny, honestly. You look at it, you zoom out and you look at it all, and you're like, this is fucking funny. This is a joke.
bro,
Like we're
bro,
really
because they're
getting our
all on the same
emotions involved
side.
in this shit. Yeah.
Yeah, bro, they're all on the same fucking side, bro. It do not matter. It
No,
does
yeah,
not
it's
matter.
I think though now the younger generation is starting to kind of like wake up and be like, all right, this is stupid. And I think there's probably going to be some reform soon. I mean,
Yeah.
all the protests and stuff happening in the past year, people are fed up and change is coming.
I feel like the change is coming, but I feel like people are still picking a side, bro. Like
Yeah.
that's the thing.
Like this is
I feel like yeah, like yeah, we changing, but people still haven't learned that no side is good.
is the
Like
right side.
people,
Yeah.
yeah, like no side is like good. Like yeah, like people are like getting quote unquote woke, but like I don't feel like you really woke if you believe in one side. I'm like, dude,
Agreed.
bro, Buddhist monks, bro, that like the yin and yang, bro, everything meets in the middle. Like if you're not
Correct.
living the
Yeah.
middle way, bro, like if you're not living that middle way, like you always gonna be in conflict with everything. Like
Yeah.
and
That's a good way to put it.
yeah, bro, you always gonna be in like constant conflict and shit. And I'm just like, bro, like y'all not really woke because like y'all still cheering for a dude that helped write the crime bill and call black people super predators and say he don't want his kids going to school in the jungle. I'm just like, how
Yeah.
like it's like some Black Mirror shit. I'm just
People
like
people don't do the research. It's like people just they just eat up whatever they're given, on the news and stuff. And it's like Kamala Harris, for example,
yeah, bro, she was on the
everyone's like,
phone
oh, we're
laughing.
we're glad to have a woman. And I'm like, all right, yeah, that's good that we have a woman vice president. Oh, that's good that she's a person of color, but do you know what she's done to people of color? She locked up so many fucking black people back when she used to work
Bro,
as a judge. And it's
yes.
like she's not for black people. She's in it for the money, in it
Yeah,
for the
she's in it for
power and
her
all that.
career. Like she's not
Yeah,
like she don't give a fuck about the people. And like little do she know, or little do we like people know or should know that they work for us. We don't work for them. We pay our taxes so they can do right by us.
yeah,
It's not happening. And people like yeah, they're I feel like we were in this age of awakening, and I feel like
we are. Yeah,
I think that shit is getting hijacked. It's getting
yeah,
the energy is getting hijacked. Some people are actually realizing that the middle way is the right way. Some people are thinking that oh, this side's the right side. Some people aren't even thinking. And I feel like most people aren't really even thinking, and they're not actually trying to look for the answers because they come up with these excuses. Number one, I don't really, I'm not into politics. I'm not a politician. Like that's not a good excuse to not know who your local
what's going
politicians
on?
are or what's going
Yeah,
on because it affects you. That's not an excuse.
yeah,
You should at least have some knowledge of what the fuck is going on. You should know who your
yeah.
president is, your vice president, the attorney general, and everyone else that's like that surrounds like that unit, because those are going to be the most important people that affect what's going on, like on a
Yeah,
bigger scale.
you want to know
in your
you want to
mayor.
know what's going on so that they're not exploiting you, not taking advantage of you.
Yeah, yeah.
And you were talking about energy, which I think is huge right now because I don't think people understand how sacred your energy is. You only have so much
Mm-hmm.
energy. So if you're putting a lot of your energy into fighting people on the internet or putting a lot of your energy into saying my side's right, your side's wrong, that means you have less energy to do other things in life.
Yeah.
And you know, whatever you put energy into life grows. So it's like, if you put all this energy into saying my side is right, what is that going to equate to long term? Nothing. But if you
Nothing.
put that energy into going out into the community and connecting with people, a lot more good is going to come from that than if you're just like picking a side and saying my side's right, your side's wrong, you know?
Yeah. I feel like most people like aren't really living life. They not really like they're only living in their circle. They're only like just
The rat
like
race.
doing like their day to day. They're not really actually trying to like they just want to do like the bare. Some people like, you know, it's sad to say, like, and like, you know, some people can live this kind of lifestyle. I don't really like, I don't think you should like live like the kind of life I'm living or whatever. Like I just think like, you know, it's a waste of time if you're gonna just do the bare minimum at like wherever you're working. You should try to at least like if you don't plan on being there for if you don't plan on being at this job for like a minute, you should at least try your best because like that
if
reflects who you are. Like it's a reflection of people. People look at that and they think that's how you are outside of like
if you sorry, cut you off. If you
yeah,
only want to do the bare minimum at your job, then that job probably ain't it. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah. And it's not
You
it.
you
And
you should,
how you gonna stay there? Like why would you
yeah,
stay there?
you got to find something that you don't have to, you got to find something in life that you don't consider work, that you don't have to try to do. It just
Yeah,
happens naturally, like making
yeah,
music or something like that, you know. For a lot of people, they don't consider it work, you know. It's just
yeah,
they wake up and that's what they want to do because they enjoy it. So I think
yeah,
too many people don't realize that you can do whatever the fuck you want, you know.
yeah,
You can find something that you're really passionate about, and it's not going to happen overnight, but if you start uh, sitting down and thinking, what am I passionate about in life? And you start focusing some energy towards that, it's going to grow. And, you know, you could create the life of your dreams, and people don't realize that shit. They just think they got to work the 9 to 5 and fucking suffer, is really
yeah,
what it is. You're fucking suffering when you don't have to be.
yeah. And then like I feel like you hit on a really good point. Like do something that you feel like isn't like a job because like some people become doctors and they don't even really want to be a doctor. Some people become lawyers,
No,
they don't even really want to be a lawyer. Some people become a professional athlete. They didn't even want to really do that. They just did it because
Drake said,
like they were always just told like you're gonna be a professional athlete. Like
yeah, I think Drake said once, like all the professional athletes want to be musicians, and all the musicians
yeah,
want to be professional athletes, you know.
yeah,
But
bro. I feel like that's how
yeah,
a lot of
don't.
musicians are. Like they were like, cause like a lot of artists are like, you know, very athletic. Like some of them actually did like play sports in high school or college.
Mhm.
Yeah, there was.
And I feel like a lot of musicians, um, they enjoy making music, and then once they get a little bit of fame, yeah, they get caught up in it, and then. But it's cool to see a lot of musicians nowadays start to realize like it's not all about fame, you know, fucking
Yeah,
bitches, getting money, and all this shit, and they're I can't think of any artists off the top of my head, but like starting to dive more in like the spiritual type stuff, and it's cool to see, you know.
yeah,
It gives you hope for humanity.
yeah. So, how do you feel like if, to someone that doesn't know like music festival like culture, and like
Mhm.
I feel like you're someone that like really embrace like that culture, cause like you know like I don't think like you don't, not only go there for the music. I feel like you go there for like the people, the energy, like everything. Like when I see like you post like pictures and stuff of like that shit. I'm just like, dude, this dude is just living in this shit. Like he doesn't like he's not even like he's not going there to like for like the hype and like he's going there because like he loves like that energy and that camaraderie of like, you know, people just being together. So like so for someone that doesn't understand like, you know, music festival culture, like how would you explain that to someone?
So yeah, I kind of got exposed to it. I started going for the music, and then I started realizing, wow, like everyone here is like nice as fuck, you know, like
Yeah,
90% of the people there would give you the shirt off their back because people have the attitude like we're all in this together, you
yeah,
know, like I've been to, you know, like 30 plus music festivals, a lot of them camping music festivals. And like if someone doesn't have food or something, someone around you is going to be like, hey, I got some extra food, you know, come get something to eat, you know. It's like
yeah,
it's like the way I see it is it's almost like it feels like a mini society, like a
Yeah.
mini utopia of how you wish real society could be, because everyone's so
Yeah.
friendly and getting along, and there's lots of everything's about love, and obviously the music's really good too.
Yeah.
And what people don't realize, people only know like the shit on the radio.
Yeah,
It's like
bro.
it's like you can go down a rabbit hole on SoundCloud or even Spotify and discover some really dope ass artists that
Yeah,
sound way
man.
better than any shit you hear on the radio. And I kind of
Yeah.
just fell in love with this music that makes you feel some type of way. It's like when you discover a new song and you're just like, damn, like I just
It's
feel good
fire.
when I
Yeah.
listen to this.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
going to a music festival, I'm discovering all sorts of new artists like that, and I always come out just like filled with like love and positivity, because everyone comes there for the same reason, to have a good time, and just connect. And it's a dope experience. I'm blessed to be able to go to so many. I wish everyone could go and experience it.
Yeah, dude, I fuck with music festivals, man. But I like the
Well,
ones where
summer
you
camp,
camp. Yeah, yeah, I like the ones that you can like camp at because them motherfuckers go all night, and like
yeah,
the ones that are in like the big cities and shit, like those like cap at like 11 p.m. or like 10 p.m. and then you're just like, what the
yeah,
fuck do I do?
no,
Like I'm
camping,
fucking
yeah,
fucked up. Like what do I do for the
yeah.
rest of the night?
Yeah, camping music festivals are definitely the way to go,
Yeah,
because you can stay up all night and you meet the fucking craziest people there. Like there'll be rednecks there,
yeah,
like rich people there,
yeah,
hippies there,
yeah.
young people there, old ass people there. And it's just like, I don't know, it's just a whole vibe. And a lot of people are doing psychedelics. So
Yeah, yeah, bro. Everyone's doing something
it's
out there.
just it's a whole vibe. And yeah, it's cool to experience a music festival.
Yeah.
Hopefully soon we'll have some more with this whole COVID situation,
Yeah,
man.
I'm hoping
I'm
like
like,
I feel like that's what
how
people are
long do you
missing.
how long do you think it'll be till there's no restrictions?
I'm hoping that like at least by hopefully I want to say by the summer, but it don't even seem like it's heading that way. It seems like it's
uh
just like heading into like more bullshit, more like this like turning like I feel like what people did was they turned this shit into a fucking political thing. And I'm just like, bruh,
Everything.
y'all literally ruined life. Y'all literally ruined life in
we
one fucking like in like 2 fucking days. Like,
we turn everything political somehow these days. Like anything
yeah.
that happens, it's like my side versus your side. Like the
Yeah.
whole mask thing. It's like,
I think it's fucking
man,
stupid.
just wear the damn mask. Like, I mean, I don't care if you wear a mask or not, but if the
Yeah, I don't
store
care
says
if
you got to
you,
wear a
yeah,
mask, like just fucking wear the mask.
yeah,
Don't bitch about it. It is
yeah. I
what
don't
it
care.
is.
Yeah, I don't care. Like who, like if people wear it or not. But like when you come into someone else's establishment, or like you come into an establishment that requires it, it's like the establishments that say no shirt, no shoes, no service, and it's
Yeah,
like
exactly. Same thing.
people like businesses are allowed to refuse your service. And to the people that don't want to wear a mask, like what I would say is, get your own loan and open your own store where people can shop with no mask. Like if that's
Yeah,
what you want to do that then. Like that's like the way I look at it. But you can't. But the thing about it is, this is where it gets tricky because let's just say you're in an area where everyone believes that you should wear a mask, and then you want to take out a loan to get you want to take out a business loan, and then they won't give you the loan because you want to open a store or something like that that doesn't require people to wear masks. And then that's the part where it gets tricky. So I'm just like, y'all
yeah,
turning this mask shit into like, I don't want to say like it's like some racial shit, but like that's where like I can see that shit going. Like not like in like a racial like it's like a racial thing. It's just like, but if you're not wearing a mask, then you don't fucking care about everything in the world. Like that's what it
yeah.
became.
It's like on both. It's fucked up on both sides. It's like
It is. It's fucked up on both sides.
one side is like you need to wear a mask because blah blah blah. It's like, well, it's their body. It should be their choice, right?
Yeah,
And
like
then
people. Yeah, yeah,
on the other side, you go to a town where no one believes in wearing a mask, and you wear a mask, and someone might be like, yo, take that fucking mask off. I've heard of that shit happening. It's
yeah,
like,
bro. I've heard that
just
shit
let,
happen like too, and I'm just like, bro, like y'all can't just be violent. People can't think they can just violate people because like one of the things I feel like that's like a law of the universe is that like you can't put your force on someone else, and if you do, there are grave like like consequences for doing that. Whether if someone's not seeing it or if someone's seeing it happen. Like if you
Yeah.
put like, and that's why I never think that like I'm like a tough guy or anything like that. I never like feel like I need to like exert like my force on someone because I'm like I never like I used to like be like so like amped like and then like I was just started diving deep into my mind and stuff, and I'm just like I don't always need to be like amped up and like feeling like the world is out to get me, because it's not out to get me. It's out to really help me. And
Yeah.
and then like putting myself in these situations where like my mental like my mental is like tested. Like people don't really like challenge themselves, whether it's in like the work field or in like something that's physical or something that's like mental, like learning something, like becoming like, let's just say like being like a manager. Like I'm a manager at my company, and like it's a very like it's a stressful, it's kind of like a not like, because you got to like listen to everyone's like feelings and stuff. You're pretty much like a manager, a counselor. You're pretty much like
Yeah.
everything in one.
Yeah.
And like it takes a lot of like mental fortitude to like deal with like everyone's like shit, and then you got to like get your stuff done as well. But like, and then like one of the things like I learned was like using these situations to learn how to communicate with people with different backgrounds.
Yeah.
I know how to like handle any kind of person. Like I've handled people that like literally came out of the halfway house. I know how to like deal with people that like that are the same as me. I know how to deal with people that like aren't the same as me. Like just like seeing different, like, because everyone, I was just like, it made me like realize that like we aren't the same, but we are the same. Everyone has a different personality. Everyone has like everyone has something that's like different about them, and it's just like how we're all connected to like nature and shit, like the trees that help us breathe. And so, and it's
Yeah.
crazy how people don't think that the earth is a living thing. Like people don't realize that planets inhale and exhale, and like these
Yeah.
solar prominences that happen, and we inhale things that come off different planets because they release gases that then come into the earth's atmosphere. And like that's where like astrology comes in, because like most people turn astrology into like this fucking like
Yeah.
oh,
Like voodoo type weird
I'm
shit.
such a
Yeah.
like a girl will like cheat on her man and she'll be like, oh, I'm such a Taurus, or like I'm just like,
Yeah.
no, you
Like
cannot
using it
blame
as
you
an
cheating.
excuse.
Yeah, using your shitty human traits as an excuse. Like you can't use astrology, like that's why most people don't take astrology seriously, because like
Yeah.
astrology was developed in like Egypt and shit, and like they actually like looked at the stars, and like when certain things happen, like these stars and like these constellations were in like certain like patterns and stuff, and like, and you could like imagine no lights in like cities. Like the reason why we don't even see the universe is because we have light pollution. People don't even realize that we
Yeah.
light pollution. We can't even see the universe.
Yeah,
We can't even.
I think there's definitely something to astrology because I think everything's connected, but
Yeah.
it's been like modernized and like
Yes, it became like
exploited
people
and
turn. Yeah,
shit.
it's
Like,
exploded and like it's all fucked up.
yeah. Um, yeah, let's dive deep. Okay, so you're talking about Egypt. You think the ancient Egyptians had some sort of contact with like aliens or something like that that helped them build the pyramids, or what do you think the
I
true
think
purpose of the pyramids was?
I think we already had like bro, like imagine this, man. We have cell phones and stuff. We have technology right now where we are using the vibrations of we're doing like a face to face, like not really
Crazy.
face to face, but like we have this technology to where like I can send a signal to you, and then you can receive the signal, and then you can then jump in and see what's going on over here, and I can see what's going on over there. Like I feel like we've always had advanced technology, and like I feel like people like this, like that's why like all these theories became like so
It's
popularized, I don't even think that the evolutionary theory is like a real thing. Like we're just monkeys that evolved into humans, and we're just hurling like on this ball. I'm just like, that's why it's called a theory. Like I don't even think that like it's like the full truth, because
yeah,
it was made by like a person that was a eugenicist. Like he was racist at the end of the day. Like
yeah. Yeah. Okay. So you talk about evolution. Yeah. It's something I think about a lot. Like, okay, I think evolution is real, but what's weird to me is, okay, there's monkeys and then there's us, and
Yeah,
there's no in between.
yeah.
It's like, why is there no in between at all? And it's like, if I'm not saying, yeah,
Do you
the
think we're
evolution
genetically
isn't real, because I
modified
think
monkeys?
that okay, it's probably sounds crazy to people, but I don't really give a fuck what people,
Yeah, yeah,
think
yeah,
about what I
yeah.
say. But it seems to me like almost like an alien modified a monkey's fucking DNA, or like somehow we have some sort of like futuristic fucking DNA or something like that. Like
Yeah.
I mean, we still don't know where the DNA molecule came from. Like, how did it just automatically, people say the Big Bang, but it's like,
Big Bang
I don't know,
Theory. It's like the big. It's like literally like all these things
theory. Yeah,
are
theory.
theories, and I'm just like,
Yeah,
where are motherfuckers getting this information? Like,
yeah.
like that's what I'm thinking. At the end of the day, I'm just like, who can say that like the Earth was created by the moon crashing into this thing, and then like because people believe that the moon was a piece of the Earth, and like the moon is like pulling like that's why like we have waves and stuff because the moon is like pulling on like the Earth and
I
like
mean,
then
we
we
have
got people then we got people that think that flat earth theory is like real, but then when you look at the flat earth, they're not actually saying like the earth is flat. They're like they think that the whole universe is like one. They think the earth is like one big ass flat plane. I'm just
yeah.
like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I don't know how you could
It's like,
say something like that with such certainty. It's like we
yeah,
have science, but we also created science.
yeah,
From our own observations, we created science. But science is changing. Like we didn't know germs used to exist, and
yeah,
now we know germs exist. We used to not know like infrared light was a thing, but then we developed technology that allows us to see infrared light. So it's
yeah.
like we're gonna keep discovering things that we don't know are in play right now, and likely the way the universe works and all that shit is probably way different than we can even perceive right now.
Bro,
But
like
it's funny because people say these theories with such certainty, and
yeah.
it's like yeah, that's probably right, but you can never know for sure,
That's what I'm saying. Like we're being taught like theories in school that like and like like even like certain
Columbus.
yeah, like Columbus like discover how can you discover something where people are already at? You can't discover you
Yeah,
didn't discover it. You just showed
yeah.
up to you showed up to a place where people were already at. Like I don't feel like no one like discovered like anything. I feel like we were already like just like Pangea, like everything was connected at one point and then like everything just like split up like
It's
because
crazy.
we had that great land bridge from like North America to Africa and like all
Yeah,
that other
it's
crazy
crazy.
shit.
You can own land. Like thinking about that, like this person owns this land. It's like, how the fuck
Yeah,
do you
how do you
own
own a piece of the
you
earth?
own something that was like, yeah, it's not yours.
Yeah, like it's just it's all it's just like all this shit like and then people want to make it seem like humans are like so terrible like and humans are like no, humans aren't terrible, humans are just uneducated, like
Yeah, exactly. And
we're uneducated.
okay, so someone like you thinks critically, is, thinking about different, things are probably different than the way I learn them, and you have an
Yeah,
open mind. Uh, you have an open mind to saying, I'm not going to say anything's absolute because I don't know,
yeah, I'm like
things
I
could be
literally don't know
different.
shit, I just question everything.
I think you should think for yourself and question everything. And I think that's a problem, is not enough people think for themselves and question shit, and they
Yeah,
become sheep. But I do think there's a global awakening, and people are discussing topics like this, like we
yeah,
are, and starting to wake up and open their minds. And it's a interesting time to be alive with technology, going crazy, and political unrest, and we're kind of fucking the earth up. So it's like either we got to become more sustainable, or we're going to go to other planets. It's an interesting time to be alive, and I'm glad to be here,
me too, man.
during
it's,
this
it's
time
just
period. And I'm
it's just
interested to see
crazy.
how it plays out, like 50 years from now, how is shit going to be,
Are we gonna be living in our houses forever, or are we, you know,
Yeah, I
like
mean,
like
people are going to go ahead.
what do you like? Do you think that like let's just say do you think America will ever turn from capitalism to like communism or like socialism? Like, do you think that like
Um,
we'll end up like? Do you think we'll end up like that?
no, but okay, so capitalism, I think there's a lot of good things about it, but it doesn't seem to be working right now.
I think it's a
For a
good
lot of people, it's
system.
not working.
I feel like it's a good system. It's just
It's getting
a lot of
exploited by
shitty
rich
people. Yeah,
people.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
It's shitty people
people don't
running
care.
it. Yeah, it's shitty
Like
people
people
that's running
don't.
the system.
The issue is not, I don't think, capitalism or socialism or anything like that. The issue is
Yeah,
people not having empathy, people not caring about other people. I'm
yeah,
guilty of it. You're guilty of it. Everyone's
yeah,
guilty about it. Someone like Jeff Bezos, who owns Amazon, he's insanely fucking rich, but he has probably workers working for him that are struggling to pay their bills. And it's
yeah,
like the issue is people not giving a fuck about other people. Like I
yeah,
said, we're guilty of it. I see homeless people and I kind of have the mentality like, oh, I don't really give a fuck about
yeah,
them, like I'm just gonna focus on my life. But it's like, no, that's another human. I should care about them, So until people start caring about other humans and living empathetically, I don't think there's gonna be a system that is the correct system or a system that works
yeah.
flawlessly.
I
I
definitely
mean,
agree with that. I agree with
socialism,
it. Yeah,
yeah, yeah. I mean, I I don't want to be in a socialist, like run government because I that's fucked,
we gonna
like
turn to Venezuela, bro.
yeah, no, yeah, fuck that.
We gonna turn to
I
fucking
like
Cuba.
I like to I like to be able to do whatever the fuck I want to do, like
Yeah,
I want to be able to make as much money as I want. But I think maybe there should be a cap on the amount of money you can make. Maybe like you can only make, $100 million a year. But then at the same time, people like Elon Musk have a shit ton of money, and I think they're doing good things, using their money to try to go to Mars,
yeah,
or creating electric cars and stuff like that. So I don't think there is, uh, at least right now, a system that is like the best system. I think we're just gonna have to keep evolving as humans and troubleshooting and hopefully start cultivating more love and empathy so we start giving a fuck about other people. And the attitude we got to have is like, I want everyone to make it, not just me.
yeah.
Like it can't be so ego focused.
Yeah, and another thing is people gotta like. I feel like if we're like taking care of like people, I feel like that will even get taken advantage of too. Because there's people that are fucking lazy that literally just want to be taken care of, and like they will
Yeah.
abuse the system. And I feel like a lot of people do. I've seen it before, bro. Like as like like
Okay.
there's like there, I'm not even gonna lie, bro. Like there's niggas that abuse the systems of like there's niggas that really need that shit, and then there's motherfuckers that are like, like they don't even need it. Like they could literally
No,
like just work their ass off, and people don't want to work their ass off. People just want to like you said, like do like the bare minimum. And then
I had a friend.
oh, you
Go
go ahead.
ahead.
Oh, all right.
Okay, I was
So
just gonna say something real
okay.
quick.
All right, go
Um,
ahead.
before I lose my train of thought. Okay, so yeah, people abuse the system, or it's like the system is not distributing stuff, fairly. I had a
Yeah.
friend who made very wealthy, doesn't need money, okay, but was unemployed and got paid all the unemployment back payment. So literally got $10,000 in one day from the government, even though they did not need $10,000. Here I am, busting my ass and I don't get shit. You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
So it's stuff like that that's like, man, you can definitely abuse the system. Not everyone does, but it's definitely
Yeah.
possible.
Yeah, like I
It's
feel like too many people abuse it, and like there's some people that like living like living like a homeless life. Like because my mom was a counselor, and there was this one guy that I knew, and he always getting like the newspaper, and he loved sleeping on the bench. Like they got him an apartment and everything, and he would leave his apartment to go sleep on the bench because like he just felt comfortable there. And I'm just like is it like I'm just like, do you what do we like how like what do you do to even I do we let like do you just let them sleep on the bench? Like or like
I mean, if
or
that's
do
what
we
they want,
or do we like because like some people want to be rehabilitated and some people don't, and some people actually have issues like in like mentally, and like they're I don't think they're getting the proper help either. Like with that, they're like given medicine and like pills and stuff instead of like actually like trying to get this person to dive deep into their mind and like dive deep into like their mind with them and figure out like the root of all these issues and stuff. And like, and I just think like they think they can cure everything with a pill and just sedate them and put this
Yeah.
shield over their eyes and they makes them dead.
Yeah, I think if someone's happy doing what they're doing, then why should we tell them they're doing something wrong? It's like our
Yeah,
society wants people to fit in. If someone's not
yeah,
fitting into the society we built, we're like, okay, we need to fix that. Like kids who act out in school and stuff, we're like, let's
yeah,
put them on Adderall so that they can conform to the system. It's like
yeah,
nothing's fucking wrong with that kid. They got a lot of energy. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? So I think you got to let people do them, and if they're happy doing what they're doing, as long as they're not affecting other people's lives, hurting other people, then fucking let them do it.
yeah,
It's
man.
funny you say the homeless person. My mom told me the same thing. She was like, we try to like get homeless people houses and stuff, and they don't fucking want that shit because they
They
like
don't
it,
want the
like some of them
like.
like the way they're living.
And then
Yeah.
some people don't want the responsibility of having to pay something monthly or like having to pay bill. Some people literally like would just rather be homeless than pay bills. Like
Yeah,
or
I'm
like
sure
just
there's.
deal or just deal with like the stresses of life. Like the like some people like became like so some people like sadly let life like instead of working like with life, they let life beat them down and like they work against like the like their blessings and stuff that the universe gives them and they don't realize because like when you go against like things the universe gives you, bro, it kicks your ass. Like the universe will
Yeah.
like it will teach you a fucking lesson. Like if you like abuse like your situation that you have in the universe, that's just gonna come back to you whether like it's 2 weeks, 2 months, 2 years, 20 years. It don't matter. Like you
Hmm.
gotta like take advantage of like the blessings that the universe gives you at any time.
Yeah, that's a really good point. I think not enough people um, are are grateful for what they do have in their life. They're thinking in terms of what they're lacking. Like, oh, I don't have this, I don't have this, this is bad happening. But it's like if you change your mindset and think, man, I'm grateful I got a house, I got food, I got money to do stuff, I got a phone, I got friends, I have access to a gym. If you have that mindset, that's good. That's stuff you do have is going to grow. But if
Yeah,
you see life in a way where like, damn, I have a shitty car. I wish I had a new phone. Like, I wish I had more money. Then that's how you're just going to continue to go through life seeing uh, yourself as lacking.
yeah,
So I think, yeah, that's a good point you brought up. Like, you got to fucking be grateful for what you got, and
yeah,
I think homeless people it's probably freeing, like
yeah,
they don't have responsibilities, they don't got to worry about shit, and
yeah,
if they enjoy that, then fucking let them do it. Or if
yeah,
someone likes doing drugs, let them do drugs. Like
yeah,
if they want to fucking do them, then let them do them. Who are you to tell them they can't do something? It's their own body. Let them do what the fuck they want.
yeah. And let's just end with this, man. What would be one of the things you wish you knew? Like being younger.
One of the things I wish I knew being younger, that I wish someone would have told me. I mean, they do tell you this, but you can do whatever you want to do with your life. You don't have to do what society is telling you. I went to school, I went to college and paid a shit ton of money. If I could go back, I wish someone would have told me like, you don't need to go to college. You don't need to go to school. You can create a good life for yourself just by using your own intuition and your own, smartness
Mm-hmm.
to find a passion in life and let that shit grow. Because I
Yeah,
feel like being 25, well, I'm 24, about to be 25. I've
yeah,
wasted a lot of time on stuff that I could have been using that time. To grow other things in my life. So
yeah.
yeah, I would say that's one thing I wish I knew.
All right, man. Do you got anything you want to plug, man? Any your Instagram or anything like that?
uh yeah, you can follow my Instagram. It's at Warp Vision. I don't post much on there, but I have a up and coming side hustle where I grow medicinal mushrooms. I'm not quite ready to put it online yet, but
Mm-hmm.
hopefully soon. But yeah, you can follow me at Warp Vision. Billy, I appreciate you having me on.
Ain't no
It
problem
was fun.
anytime.
I'm definitely down to hop on here again. I feel
Yeah,
like
man.
me and
I'd
you
love
could
to have you
probably
back on
talk.
here, man.
We
We
could
could talk
talk
for
for
hours.
probably like 5 hours
Yeah,
straight. I
bro.
think we both can dive down some rabbit holes,
Yeah.
um, for sure. But yeah, man, appreciate it.
All right, man. Thank you for coming on, man. Peace.
Peace.